All right, welcome to the Waterboro Planning Board meeting. It's May 17th, it's 7 p.m. Tonight we're gonna go right to new business. We have a quorum, thank you. We'll go right to new business. This is gonna be a 6-lot division right on Deering Ridge Road. It's about 1 mile north of Bennett Hill. Ptarmigan. Is that correct? Ptarmigan Ridge Estate. Great. Ptarmigan Ridge Estates. And coming to speak with us is William Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Bill Thompson from ADJOURNMENT Engineers. I'm the project manager for Van Hertel Jr. For the Ptarmigan Ridge Estates, I've got a colored up version there if we need to point to any of the...
1 minute, Bill.
Sure.
Dave, any way we can get that up for the viewers? He's got something down there, clear the camera on it.
Probably not that fast.
All right, we'll pick it up at the site plan.
Okay, great. It's a 6-lot conventional subdivision on the Deering Ridge Road, 12.5 acres. My cover letter submitted April 24th through Tammy's office outlines the 6 lots. They'll all have their own individual septic systems and drilled wells. The zone out there is an 80,000 square foot minimum lot size with 150 feet of frontage. We exceed that on all of these lots. There's no lot of less than 200 feet of frontage, and the largest lot, 6, is 327 feet. Again, the lot sizes go anywhere from 88,000 to 95,000. We think it divides up nicely, doesn't jam in the minimum lot size, creates a good frontage for spacing of homes. The land all slopes from the road back nicely. The contours are all parallel, so what we'll probably do is have well up front, septic in the back, so we don't have to have any issues with well and septic conflicts for nitrate studies. We have done a boundary survey. This is a survey done by my office. The topo shown on there is from the state GIS called LIDAR topo. We found it to be pretty accurate. We will do a detailed topographic survey, especially along the roads, if we select driveway locations where culverts will be and where the power will come in for each of the lots, just to serve them. The land has been logged. I'm not sure if anybody's been up there recently. Great site distance. Thought I had a question. No. Great site distance. It's all downhill from lot 1 to lot 6. And so there's no issues, where driveways can go with any safety issues for this. So to move forward on it, we would be doing test pits for septic and review any wetland and vernal pool issues. This is the season for that. I don't anticipate any. You may all know the land and the past holdings out there. And the 12.5 acres was cut out of that. I believe is it Bennett family that owns all that land out there. So that's about what I have. The application submitted gives all the details of where it is, map and lot number. We are in an AR zone. We've met or exceed the minimum standards, and like I said, the Deering family owns, I believe, on 3 sides and across the street. And the parcel was...
Excuse us 1 minute while we...
Technology, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, we have a lot of viewers, so...
I appreciate that, yep. All right. So again, you see better here, the contours and how the lots slope off down to the rear. And the small drawing up here just shows you the overall piece of the Deering piece. This piece here was cut out and it is not in tree growth. I believe the rest of the land is. And again, the abutters on all sides and across the street. I've got them listed in my application, but it tends to be the Deering family or some heirs or land holdings. There's also the Waterboro Land Trust out in that area. In my application, I asked a bunch of questions on different things, and one of them that is highlighted in there is fire protection. And like any project, would meet with the fire chief to see what the chief would like out there, and also against what the ordinance would require for a 6-lot subdivision. So we've done many projects in Waterboro, Southern Maine. I've been around for 40 years, as Lee J could attest. I started very young, and so I'm, happy to, listen to questions, and we certainly want to work with the board to make a project that works for everybody. So that, I believe, sums up where we are, and like I said, I can ask any questions, and I can leave here with some direction of things that you'd like to see from my return trip.
Great. Questions from the board?
Thank you.
I have a general question, if you don't mind, and it's not specific to this project, but it's to the idea that this area is becoming more developed over time. And it goes to what you mentioned last, is that there's fire protection. Is where do we, and this is less for you and more for Lee and Tim, where do we stand on having adequate response time, adequate resources to start servicing this part of Waterboro from a central firehouse that's up in North Waterboro, and developing the resources that go along with that?
Interesting
Well,
that you asked that question.
I wasn't paid for that. Yeah.
For the,
This is an excerpt from our subdivision ordinance.
okay. For the moment, let's stay on target. And I'll tell you all about that.
Okay.
The board,
Because I think it's
we've
a
been around the
long-term
circles,
question.
yeah, which is actually what's gonna come up in this subject here, so.
Yeah.
Judy?
Didn't I read in here that the fire chief recommends sprinkling because
Yes.
they do not have the forces to maintain the cisterns?
That's actually not a, that's, you read that off my letterhead.
And that's fine.
Bullet point number
We've
one.
encountered that in many rural areas, and that would work. No objections there at all.
So
Okay.
the sprinkler system's hardwired into each home.
Correct.
That's right, you do know you need a green belt.
Green belt on the boundary, correct. Yep.
And the front, I believe also, no?
Not on the front, not in this case.
And I heard you mentioned culverts and storm
And driveway
ditches.
culverts, obviously, we don't want to impact any stormwater that's coming down Deering Ridge Road, so those would be sized. Typically, we go no smaller than 15 inch, but I'd work with the road commissioner to make sure.
So you will be marking driveways
Yes.
on this map?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Can we get the map of the right area on the top corner?
Did I miss that?
Yes,
out?
they've updated that.
Oh, it's still on my copy. So I was trying to find it the other day.
I think that was a
What am I
typo,
looking
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they've updated that
Okay.
map.
at? I have the old one.
okay, Ted,
I'm all set.
Judy? Questions for Bill?
We're going to be just approving.
Okay.
This is sketch plan only, they're just explaining to us what the
Okay.
project's gonna be
Okay,
like.
so there'll be more information later.
We'll do a site walk, and by that time, we'll do a site plan
Okay.
as it
No,
moves
I-
forward. You all set? Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
May I ask a couple of questions?
sure.
Hi, Bill. On your application coming before the board and the notification of individuals, I have a slight discrepancy. You missed somebody.
Okay. We
on
sent
a-
letters out, you get copies of those.
Yeah, I've got copies of the letters. Unfortunately, these people were included. They're just not on your application.
Okay, all
So you
right.
may want to add it and
Update that, okay.
yeah, and Roger Deering, according to our records, owns lot 63A, not David. So Roger has two lots, 52A and 63A.
Roger, 63A.
Yeah. And the person that you're missing is lot 63A-1.
63 again, what was it?
A-dash.
A-1.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
Susan and Richard Williams, and they're at 389
I
Deering
wondered
Ridge
why they
Road.
weren't on there.
Okay. All right.
And then the one other thing I have is, normally when a subdivision comes before the planning board, and I will need guidance from the planning board on how to deal with this piece, it's normally $100 to come before the board and $25 per lot. What they turned in on their request to go before the planning board was for information only. So they've already paid $50, so
That's
yes, he can
$50.
come and,
Correct,
and,
okay.
but it should have been a total of, if I did my math right, $250 as opposed to just 50. So I don't know if you
Right.
want to let it go or have him pay it at the next meeting or by the next meeting, or I just need to know how you want me to do it.
Recommendations.
I would suggest that they make up the difference at the next meeting with their submission for preliminary.
Yeah, we have no problem with that. I wasn't aware
Okay,
of the,
no, great.
I thought it said $50 somewhere in my, but this does say fee of 200, well, I don't know, I'm confused. I'll come up with another $200 to make that current. Okay?
It's just something I didn't want to let go until the very end.
No, that's fine. I'll have that before the next meeting. I'll submit it with
Okay.
the revised plans.
You had mentioned tree growth.
Correct.
You might want to double check what Mr. Deering had in his tree growth application, because the scale the forester presented does not match the scale you presented. Hence, the 190 feet takes into some of the tree growth area.
Okay, I do have the paperwork on that, so I guess I'll have to
It's
confirm.
Yeah.
he renewed it back in 2014.
Okay,
There's a nice color copy he should still have a copy of, or you can get one from the forester, either one.
He's got it.
He's got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, I'll
And that's just my basic scale work. It's not, I'm not certified or anything in that.
okay.
So, just so it doesn't catch you,
Sure,
as he's taken part of it out of tree growth,
okay,
that could be very costly.
all right. Yes, it is. I've run into that, so.
Thank you, Tammy. Judy, any questions?
No.
Lee?
No, they answered all the ones I had.
You all set?
I'm good.
All right.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Lee
I
J.
just have a couple of quick questions and things for Bill as well. Bill's heard this from me before in other projects, but I'd like to see, because you don't have an exemption or anything, the remaining land of Deering is a lot in the subdivision. Lot 7. It's not gonna make any difference in the review process, or anything, but
Oh, I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
we have the note saying Roger Deering, remaining land, 36 acres, there's no waiver or anything, so I'm requesting that that be considered a lot, part of the subdivision.
All right.
There's no review, there's nothing, it's gonna really
Right.
change the process, it's more
For
temporary thing.
paperwork sake.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other question I had was, on the notes from your survey from Bob, down at the bottom, it says, no survey report, no field work has been performed. Is that all going to be, are those notes going to change?
Yeah, that exactly, you know,
Okay.
this being sketch plan, he didn't want to certify anything yet.
Perfect.
So, but
Fine.
that'll be part of the preliminary submission.
All right.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Lee J.
I want to talk about my letter a little bit, talk to the Waterboro Fire Marshal about it, and we request that the planning board require sprinkler systems for the subdivision.
All right.
For two reasons. No one maintains cisterns, there's about 7 in town, and over half of those are empty. Either they're cracked, they're in whole water, there's no one to maintain those. And even if someone says they're going, they don't. There's about 8 fire ponds last year, 5 of them went dry. No one maintains them. If you have a dry season, they have to maintain 20,000 gallons minimum, and they can't do that. So, in the opinion of the code enforcement officer, sprinkler is the way to go.
All right.
The Director of Public Works needs to sign off on the driveway permits, on the driveway locations, and I think Billy already said that, so.
And will the storage disposal areas be on the
Yeah,
next
he's talked about that
map
as
we
well.
get?
Those will be on the next submission.
Okay.
Where they are with all the logs to support the design.
Okay.
May I ask a
How
question?
about,
Wait.
excuse
Go
me,
ahead. Nope, go ahead, Judy.
how about wells?
Well, what we do, you know, with a septic design is wells can't be any closer than 100 feet. So what I'm proposing is the wells will be on the front, the up gradient section, if you will, and the septic system's on the back.
Going down?
Nitrates tend to follow the surface grades.
Okay,
So at least 100 feet away and exclude the areas within 100 feet of any septic system.
end of each lot?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With respect to the sprinkler systems, what kind of capacity is the requirement on the sprinkler system?
That's,
You have to have a well that can produce enough water, I would assume, or some
Yeah,
capacity to
that's
store water.
designed and approved by the state. You know, if They make boosters for wells.
So there's a standard for the state
There
standards?
There is.
Okay.
And home systems have gotten a lot more reasonable and a lot more high-tech than they were even 5 years ago. So the scenario of, I heard just today that, well, by the time the fire department goes there, they've cut the power and the system isn't working. Well, the system is working before the fire department gets there, and highly likely to put the fire out before the fire department gets there. So there is no logical excuse in my mind not to have a sprinkler system in a home.
So is there, to avoid the problem that you've had with the cisterns and the fire ponds, is there some annual inspection or certification or licensing or?
That would only be required by the planning board at the time of the subdivision approval, and it hasn't in 20 years been addressed by the planning board.
That's not quite
Well,
true.
the
These
agreement-
last few, we were on target. It's just, it turned out it was more difficult it became a subject, should the town pay to maintain them, or should the subdivision, pay to maintain them? And then we come up with an agreement between the fire department having the responsibilities, and so, which is why we're looking to go sprinklers.
If you go to sprinklers without standards, then you end up in the same place you are now.
Oh, there are standards.
Oh, yeah.
And without a follow-up and an inspection process.
It's a state code.
Well,
It's a state code.
then it requires follow-up, inspection, and.
The sprinkler systems?
Yeah.
No, that would,
Well, you have to make
Only
sure
on,
it works,
only on
right?
commercial buildings.
they'll be inspected, it'll be part of code enforcement, when the house is built, it'll come in, but after that, it falls on the responsibility of people that own the home to keep them up.
Okay.
We don't have any authority over that.
So then you're in the same problem then that you're in with the cisterns and the ponds. If they
I think
deteriorate and they're not maintained, then
I
how
think
do
the
you
failure
control
rate
that?
is pretty small on the sprinkler system. It's pretty foolproof, really, like your water system in your house.
Well, I'll go on the record and say that I don't disagree with the sprinkler system as an alternative, but without some kind of an inspection or ongoing oversight to assure that it is functional and well charged with water, that's a problem.
I suspect once your homeowner's insurance company knows you have a sprinkler system, they're going to require that you have it inspected once a year.
Well, if that's it's still our fire department that has to show up at the end of the day and with a non-functioning system and deal with it. And I find that a bit problematic.
I think a lot of responsibilities come on the homeowner. If you want to protect your family and your home, sprinkler systems are proven. They'll put out a small kitchen fire before anything gets out of control. So I think homeowners need to be the play a part too.
I don't disagree, but our firefighters are at risk too. When they show up when something hasn't been maintained and have to figure out how to deal with it.
But in a newer house, I don't think you've had that problem for at least 10 or 15 years.
Perhaps.
I mean, everything nowadays is all plastic pipe just about. And if it catches fire, it's gonna let loose anyway. It just melts.
Okay, so, anything else, Lee J?
No. I think you've given them direction on what they need to provide. They know what they need to provide through the checklist as part of the submission as well. And I think your next step is to set a date to do a site walk. And as part of the site walk, you probably want to have at least the front of the lot staked so that they have an understanding of the scale of the lots.
And we can have the septic test pit locations flagged,
Okay.
so you'll know where the soils are all the same up there. It's so consistent, it's unbelievable.
And at least one peg on the back lot, any one of them.
I'm sorry?
At least one peg for the back of the
The back
lot.
of that lot,
You're not
sure.
through the whole
For that
lot,
back
just
line,
show,
sure.
yeah, so
You
we
can
can walk
see how
out
deep
there
they
and
go.
make.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's fine.
I'm looking for a site walk on the 31st, which will be our next planning board meeting. At
No,
6
it isn't.
No.
We only meet twice a month. Our next one is June 7th. Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Oh, no, thank you for correcting me, because I would have been out there.
That's better for me because I'm on vacation May 30th.
All right, then, June 7th
June 7th?
at 6 PM?
Do you want, if we're just gonna do the site walk then? No
Yes.
public hearing?
We should have a public hearing.
For a
That's-
preliminary.
Right, site walk, 6 PM, public hearing, 7 PM.
Correct. I'm assuming you'll be submitting, getting stuff right
Oh,
back here.
I guess we should ask Bill if he's gonna have his
It's gonna be ready by then.
Hey!
I don't want to sound ungrateful, but if we had to wait another meeting for the public hearing, all my soil, everybody is so swamped.
All right, well, let me ask you,
I think the sidewalk's important, so you can see
Public
what
hearing on the
we're dealing
14th
with.
then?
So no public
Or
hearing.
the 21st?
Yeah.
when will we be able to see a site plan?
Probably, wow, that's Bill's call as far as
Yeah.
when he thinks he can.
Okay, well, let's
get
start with that.
Okay.
When will we see a site plan?
I would say this is May 17th, 18th. I would say it would be like the first or second week of June, you know. The 7th might work.
So you wanna go second meeting in June?
Yeah.
Bill?
Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Which puts us
21st would
at
actually be
the
better.
21st.
Perfect.
Public hearing on 21st.
Yes, same thing.
So it,
So site walk
June,
at 6 on that
June
date.
21st, site walk at 6 PM,
Oh,
planning board meeting at 7 PM.
Perfect.
And I'll have plans in ahead of time.
Excellent.
You know, to Tammy's office.
All right, any further business on this project? We're good, thank
Thanks
you
a
very
lot.
much.
Okay, great.
Good.
Thanks for working with my schedule.
Get rid
Yeah.
of the black ones.
Judy?
Get rid of black fly.
Don't forget those citronella candles. Can we help you with something?
I'm Vince here at the Observer. I'm a vice member on Troop 320, and I'm sitting in for Mayor Patty.
Well, nice. I'll tell you what, we can take a minute. Come on up and introduce yourself.
I'm Blake Massey. I'm part of Troop 320, and right now I'm working on a merit badge. It's citizenship in the community, and I need to sit in on a town meeting and write down notes on the issue that's going on in the town.
Great.
now,
Great.
when you say town meeting, that doesn't technically happen until June.
Well, a
What was-
It was just
public
I said
hearing.
public hearing, so I said,
You're
I'm just kidding.
Well, you see,
Just so you know.
it's technically not a town meeting, but it's town.
Actually, it's a good thing to go to. It may be the last one.
Yeah,
Why don't
it-
you take this?
yeah, right?
Usually come to Selectmen meetings, but I think they were warned how boring it was.
Hey, thank you. All right,
Folks also sign in.
there's a
There's
sheet.
a sign-in sheet over on the corner of the table. If you wouldn't mind signing in, please. Yeah, thank you.
All right. We'll go right back to minutes of the previous meeting. Judy, have you reviewed these?
I did.
Okay.
Make a motion, we accept the meeting minutes of May 3rd
Okay,
as written.
I'll second that.
all right, motion is second. Any discussion? All set?
All good.
All right, all in favor? Motion passed. We have nothing under old business. Communication, findings of fact on Village Plaza, which is an ongoing project, which we have here.
We have a copy because the original I signed already. We went over it.
And it's pretty much everything's on target there. Lee J, any comments on the findings of fact?
Nope, all set.
Okay. Is there anything either one of you gentlemen would like to put in while we're on communication?
I'd like to ask Lee if, are you guys gonna take over or Lee J, I should say, you taking over the old planning books? You asked for our opinion if we would want new ones.
Yes, we are, well, where everything stands right now, is I think we'd probably be looking at like a fall release of something.
Sweet. So you are gonna do it?
We are engaged with the Margaret Chase Smith program in Augusta right now to hopefully secure an intern that can work on putting that program together for us over the summer and have booklets available for sale. Late summer, early fall is what our hope is.
Nice.
Yes, yes, so yes, we are pursuing that.
Okay.
Anything from the board?
Did you guys get the email from Gary regarding the,
Oh, the open house at the medical center?
yeah, tomorrow night's
Yeah.
open house?
It's business after hours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thought I'd bring that up.
Okay, I guess if we ran our communications, nothing for miscellaneous?
The only thing I'd like to add, if I may, Mr. Chairman, is that we were working pretty hard and we missed last planning board meeting workshop, and we're not really scheduled to do anything tonight. We are going to be scheduled for the next meeting. I'm really in hopes that we're halfway through the Article 3, that we can finish that up so that we can kind of move on, get to the map, if there's any changes we need to suggest in the map, and wrap this thing up. My report earlier to the select board was I think we would have a draft by August, and I think we're still on schedule for that, so I'd like to really
All right,
forge ahead.
So plan on a workshop
workshop.
Please.
on the 7th.
Yes.
Tammy, do we have, what else is on our agenda for the 7th?
For the 7th, technically nothing, just the workshop, because I have not heard back yet from Waterboro Heights.
Okay,
VH2M also has that project, and they have to be back before us by the end of June. So they have the 7th or the 21st, so I should know something by the 7th, but right now I don't have anything else on the agenda.
all right, if the board doesn't mind, even if we have nothing on the agenda, I'd like to still get together for a workshop.
Absolutely, please.
Okay, great.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I believe you'd need a motion not to have the meeting, just to have the workshop.
I was hoping to leave that open in case something came up. How far ahead do we set that agenda?
It's set 2 weeks in advance, but I'm not gonna be here next Wednesday to make sure that if anything comes in, they can go to the agenda on the 7th. I won't have a chance to check anything.
Okay, would the board just like to call a workshop for that night?
Yes, so moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Discussion.
Just
All in
do it.
favor? You with us? Okay. All right, which brings us to adjournment.
I make a motion
All
that
right.
we adjourn.
We have a motion, a second. Second. And discussion.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch who seconded. David? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Motion, second. Discussion. All in favor? Thank you, guys.